Hello everybody and welcome to another video. My name is Gingium and welcome to another video. In the last video we took the drift truck for one of its final drift events in the area and we discovered a weakness. If you haven't watched that video, go check it out because that explains it much better. But pretty much the new rear suspension setup fixed the forward and back wheel hop but created a left to right wheel hop because the Panhard bar was not thick enough. The 4-link kit that we use for the drift truck is a drag racing 4-link kit. Pretty much all that means is that the Panhard bar is not designed for the amount of lateral load that a drift car sees. So today, in this video, we are going to make a new Panhard bar for the drift truck that will get rid of any of the side-to-side wheel hop. You guys will see this better once we get the old bar out, but I went ahead and purchased some incredibly beefy chromoly Heim joints. So this is the joint that will allow everything to pivot. This is a 3/4 inch joint, as you can tell, quite big. To match that, I got a 1 1/4 piece of pipe. So that goes in there, weld it around, cut it to the right length, put it in. We have to create new mounts and stuff, but it should be a pretty easy job. Without any further ado, I'd say let's go ahead and get started. Once we get the old Panhard bar out, we can really do a comparison test on how much beefier this is, because it's crazy. Real quick before we get to this, I want to give a shout out to Boosted John. Boosted John, you guys know him. He's the one with the white Turbo Civic hatch. We helped him boost it. We hang out. He's an awesome guy. Completely random, but last night I was watching one of his videos, and in the beginning of his videos, he's talking about how he wants to reach 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Right now he's at like 4,000 something. Point is, we got Pasha to 10,000 subscribers. Well, we helped him get to 10,000 subscribers. He worked very hard for it too, all right? We helped Pasha. I want to help John. You guys should go check out his channel. He makes really good videos. If you want to see a crazy turbocharged Civic or a 335i, go check out his channel. Instead of getting John to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, let's get him to 10. I'll have a link in the description to John's channel if you're interested. Look at this little thing. It's the only thing that keeps the axle centered. It's like the size of my finger. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that it did this well with this Panhard bar. Like, it's not that bad. I mean, from that to that. Now thankfully the coilovers being bolted in will keep the axle exactly where we want it while we make the new Panhard bar. I mean, if I push on it, you can see it kind of moves, but it's not bad. So the next step is to make new brackets, because obviously that bracket isn't thick enough, isn't big enough for this new Heim joint. So I'll take the bolt out, make a new bracket out of some 3/16 inch steel. And this time I'm actually gonna tack the bracket to the frame. So the bolt can come in and out, but it won't twist under load. Yeah. We're gonna turn this kind of weird looking drawing into 2 brackets. Watch and learn, kids. Number 1, we're gonna cut it down the middle and cut the end off. Next up is drilling some holes. metal and I don't have an actual bender, when I bent it, it split, so I had to weld it back up. So I did a couple layers of beads with the TIG. It's not quite as good looking as I wanted, but I finished the other one and that one looks really good. So hopefully I can get this one looking as good. Next step is to drill all these holes to a bigger size so the bolts actually go through, and then reinforce it. Hey, Pasha.
Shout out to John. He wants to get 5,000 subscribers by the end.
I already said that.
Oh.
When is you gonna make some videos?
When is you? When are you, you mean?
Nah, when is you gonna make videos?
Me is make new video in 2 weeks, for sure.
Okay. Now, take the time joint. There we go. Ow. And now both these mounts are done. I already went ahead and cleaned up the edges and sanded them down. I was really happy with the welds. They look bunk because they've been sanded. So like the higher spots are much brighter than the lower spots, but they looked really good. I wish I would have gotten some footage of them before I clean these all up, but these are ready to go in. It will be like so. Yeah, baby. That is beefier than the ones going forward. It's about the right length. You know, there's enough threads in here where it's strong enough, but there's enough threads out here where we can adjust it. Yeah, that looks perfect. So pull it out, weld it up, and put it back in. Look how I'm welding. looks like I'm welding my schlong. Yeah, I vape. I vape metal. Now I'm a real WX owner, Jared. And the Panhard bar is all welded up. Look at that nice coloration. Look at those decent welds. I'm really happy with TIG welding. This is one of the first projects that I did 90% TIG welding. I did a little bit of MIG on the actual chassis. If you guys have a good eye, then you'll notice that I got a new TIG welder. Huge shout out to HTP Welders. Same company that made that awesome MIG welder. They hooked me up with a TIG welder. I have a video coming out specifically on that. That will be in a little bit. I want to get some more fabrication tools to make a cool video showing off a bunch of new fabrication stuff. Anyway, before we put the Panhard bar back in for good, we have to paint the bare metal on that and paint the Panhard bar. Real quick before painting time, I want to do a little comparison of this bar and the old bar. So this is obviously the old one. That's the new one.
Yeah.
The mounts are all painted up and looking pretty dang good. Panhard bar is also looking really awesome. So now we can go ahead and reassemble everything, put the street tires back onto the truck, and go take it for a test drive. Not sure if you guys will be able to see on camera, but cool thing about the Panhard bar, rotate it one way, the axle goes this way. Rotate it the other way, the axle goes this way. This right here will allow us to perfectly center the axle in the frame. But yeah, that's the new Panhard rod. Keep in mind that we can't really test to see if the wheel hop is fixed. The lateral wheel hop only happened in drift, so driving around town won't really test it. But we can at least make sure everything's working, nothing's binding, and all that. It does turn out they're actually doing a test and tune for drifting every Thursday until they can't. So pretty much until it snows, which hopefully will be a while. So we'll have a chance to test this thing out on the track in the area. This is also one of the first times I've driven this truck with the dampening on all the coilovers turned up on the street, because it makes a really big difference on these coilovers. Like, it's really stiff already. On that test drive, I had noticed something really sketchy and I couldn't figure out what it was. So I came back to the shop. It turns out the steering wheel, all the Allen keys holding it in were really loose, so it was about to fall off. And somehow I didn't notice that while I was driving. I fixed that, took it around the block again. I found a little cul-de-sac where I didn't do donuts. I just went in a circle very quickly without getting sideways. And it felt really good. It felt really good. So with that, guys, the drift truck is hopefully cured of its wheel hop infliction. I'm really happy with everything that went on in this video. I really forced myself on this project to try to TIG as much as possible, because previously, whenever I have the chance, I just use the MIG welder because it's quicker, it's easier, and it works just as well. But I want to get good at TIG welding, and in order to get good at TIG welding, you just have to force yourself to do it. And I did that in this video, and it turned out really awesome, and I'm really happy with that. So TIG welding is going great, the Panhard rod is awesome, and I think the truck is all good. Next up on the truck, I want to get more angle. I want to, fix up the front suspension. I want to make a new strut tower bar. I want to make new control arms, and I want to make that half cage. But all that stuff will happen over this winter, and then once that's all done, we'll take it somewhere and have some fun. The one thing I will say is that in order to do a bunch of that stuff, I need more fabrication tools, and for that, I need your guys' help. So if you guys want to help support the channel, please go check out Patreon. You guys can get some cool bonuses, and you can help me out. I need to get a belt sander, I need to get a bandsaw, I need to get a drill press, and I really need a tube bender. Otherwise, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, please give it a like, but if you didn't, please give it a dislike. Let me know why though. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Have a great weekend, guys. I'll see you next time. Peace out and goodbye.